y'all. This is my two-parter of the D's in my vinyl collection. These are the D's. Hold your applause, hold your laughter. First record up, Rodney Dangerfield, No Respect. This is from 1980. Actually won the Grammy for Best Comedy Album. Did fairly well, I guess, on the charts and sales. I picked this up at the record store in Howell, New Jersey. They had been around forever. They're famous for having this big cassette on top of their building. The record store was a really cool place to go dig in through their bins because they had so much stuff. Their bins were really deep. The only thing that sucked is they were really packed tight. So you had these 2 or 3 feet deep bins, and you'd be trying to go looking into the back ones. Man, it was always a little bit of a hassle. They had a sale in November of 2018, I think, and it was like half price, on vinyl, and really a really crazy sale. And you kind of knew it was probably the sign that things were gonna be coming to an end. And sure enough, the following January, they finally closed their doors after many, many years of being around. I missed that place. It was really cool. I went there and took advantage of those final few sales that they had. And one of them I got was Rodney. I have a handful of comedy records and CDs. I always liked Rodney. I met him once at a screening in Los Angeles for his movie Meet Wally Sparks. And when we were leaving the theater, and I saw him, and I was like, man, when am I ever going to get to go over and just say hi and shake his hand? So I said, I don't care, I'm going to do it. And I did. And he was cool. He was nice, But anyways, this is Rodney Dangerfield's No Respect from 1980. On the back here, it says, please note that certain words in this album might be considered objectionable by parents of children under 16. Gotta love that. Now I've got a little run of albums by the Descendants, starting with, of course, their first full-length LP, Milo Goes to College. Inspired many, many bands. Picked this up at Amoeba in Hollywood. I think I went to the Hollywood one first, but I remember going to the one in San Francisco. I was digging through used CDs, and I started at the end in Z. By the time I got to S, I had so many CDs, I was like, I gotta get out of this place or else I'm gonna spend $500. This is a classic record, so many great tunes on this. My Age, I'm Not a Punk, Catalina, Suburban Home, Kabuki Girl. Bikeage is one of my favorite tunes. That and I think Thank You are my two favorite songs. And I really lucked out. I saw them at Roseland in New York City. I think it was their encore. They played Bikeage and then Thank You back to back. I couldn't believe it. It's damn, my two favorite songs. This is a classic record, a classic punk record. Can't imagine any punk collection not having this in there. The Descendants, Milo Goes to College. As we continue our journey through my Descendants vinyl, we have All. And this was released in 87. This is the first record, the current lineup that continues to this day. This is a great, great record. I really love this one. All the tunes on here, Coolidge, Van, Camage, Clean Sheets, Pep Talk. Another just perfect record. I got this at Angry Mom in Ithaca. I've spoke about them before. Really cool record store there in downtown Ithaca in the basement of this bookstore. Picked up a lot of good stuff there, but these guys are so great. That punk, Southern California punk, kind of inspired tons and tons of that stuff that became popular in the 90s and 2000s. But you can't go wrong with this one, Descendants All. Now from 1996, we have Everything Sucks. And everything sucks as I film this episode right now since we're locked up. Got this at Park Avenue in Orlando, record store. But this is just song after song. It's just great stuff. Everything Sucks, I'm the One, Coffee Mug, Rotting Out, Sick of Me, When I Get Old, She Loves Me. And of course, like I mentioned before, Thank You, which is my favorite tune. I always thought that was about the Ramones, but I asked on some comment board or something, somebody else said, no, it's about this band, and the name's escaping me, but it always sounded to me like it was about the Ramones, but I was wrong. So be it. This is actually on like this purple vinyl as well, but this is a great record. I love this album. It's probably one of my favorites by them. The Descendants, Everything Sucks. And finally, we have from 2004, Cool to Be You. This was actually recorded in 2002, which I wasn't aware of until just recently, but for some reason it kind of languished around until 2004 when they released it. It's a good record. I like it. It's probably starting to sound a little more kind of pop punk, I guess. I mean, they always kind of had that angle to them to a degree. I mean, they were hardcore. They also had some of these songs that sound kind of pop, sort of. But this, I think, is definitely in that vein. Stuff's a little bit more, slick. I don't know if that's the right word. Sorry if I offend anybody, any Descendants fans. But, Talking is on here. American is on here. She Don't Care. Cool to Be You. Blast Off. This is a really good record. I like this a lot. Cool to Be You. I got this at the Groove Shop, which I've talked about numerous times. I picked this up on Record Store Day when I was there in 2017. Price tag says $15. I might have gotten it less than that because they might have had some kind of sales going on. But glad to have this one. I like all the Descendants records. You can't go wrong with them. Great band, great live band. I've seen them a few times. If you get the chance, definitely check them out. That's Descendants, Cool to Be You. Next up, I got from the Divinyls, Desperate. This is from 1983. Picked this up at the Groove Shop. I think I picked this up the final day that they were opened. So, I don't know, probably got this for like $2 or $3 or something. I don't know what their sale was that day. But I wasn't really familiar with any of their stuff other than I Touch Myself. I was getting more and more into like new wave. And so I just kind of was like, it was maybe $3 or whatever it was. I just said, oh, why not? Let me give it a try. And I really like it. It's pretty good stuff. One track on here I really like is called Only You. This like kind of boutique CD company just put out a special edition of this on CD. I'll put the link down below, but if you're into them, you might want to check that out. But they were a good band, I mean, again, it's one of those bands, they come up where you sort of know them, but you don't really familiar with a lot of their catalog, and you get like a deal like this where the record's real cheap and you're just like, let me take a crack at it, and then you bring it home and listen to it and you're like, this is really good. I would have never thought to pick it up, and you just give it a try and you're surprised sometimes like what you kind of discover, even by a band that you've sort of heard of. Finally, we have another record by the Divinyls. This is What a Life. Again, got this at the Groove Shop the last day that they were open. I like this one actually a bit better than Desperate. A couple of the songs are a little bit better. There's one tune on here, Pleasure and Pain, which probably got a bit of radio airplay back in, I guess this came out in '85. But again, I really wasn't familiar with any of their stuff, but I liked it when I brought it home and took a listen. As a matter of fact, both of these, Desperate and What a Life, after I bought these vinyls and listened to them and enjoyed them, that I ended up digging up the CDs so that I could, have them on my like iPhone or whatever to listen to. And they weren't cheap. They weren't easy to find. They weren't easy to get at a good price. But, I'm glad I did. It's always fun discovering like a band, even a band that you kind of heard of, but you weren't really familiar with any of their other stuff. They were a really good band. She was a great singer. It's a shame she died pretty young. But, I'm glad to be able to pick these up. Got them at a good price. Supporting the old Groove Shop on their last day. That's it for this episode of the D's. Check out the other episodes. Subscribe. By all means, comment. Let me know what you think of these records or any suggestions for other music by these bands. And we'll see you next time. So take it easy.